Welcome back. As you know, the World Cup is about 2-3 months away from now. That's the perfect time to look at every single big nation and look at what the squad should be come June. For the first episode, I'm going to go to England and make their squad. I do know that some players I've here probably won't go to squad. I'll talk about that a little bit when I go. I'm going to go goalkeepers, fullbacks, centre backs, midfielders, wingers, and strikers. Let's go. And goalkeepers, my starter is Jordan Pickford, and my backups are Dean Anderson and James Trafford. I feel like this is the area where you have currently less debate. Jordan Pickford is going to be the starter. He's been the number one for England for maybe a decade now. I feel like he's not going to lose his spot now under Tuchel. And the backups, again, it's going to be more controversial. I feel like Dean Anderson is kind of sure to be England's number 2. He's been doing amazing for Crystal Palace. I don't think there'll be much conversation about that. I thought the third goalkeeper could be some between James Trafford, I said, Nick Pope, and Ramsdale. I feel like James Trafford maybe is a younger, so he kind of gets the best of having the experience of playing the World Cup. Also, I feel like this season he hasn't really had great time in Man City. I still feel like when he's played, it's been amazing. I think it was a Carabao Cup final against Arsenal. How good he's playing the Carabao Cup final. This kind of proves how well his quality is. I feel like he's not suited to be a number 2 for any team. So I feel like he needs to go to World Cup, get him experience. He has the quality. Nick Pope and Ramsdale all have their questions of his own. I feel like James Trafford has put in a position to deserve to go to World Cup. Going to fullbacks, my starters are going to be Nico Riley and Reece James, and my backups are going to be Luis Sol, Trent Arnold, and Livramento. Now I feel like going to the starters. Nico Riley is someone who I really like watching this season. He's been amazing so far this season at City. He's been probably one of the best players. He's had a massive jump from what he was last season. Playing as a left back is very versatile. He can play midfield as well. He can play out wide in terms of as a fullback. He can give width to the line, can play with inverted, can give you so many different things. Also defensively, he's someone I really like watching play. I feel like to be between him and Luis Sol on the left back. I feel like I prefer Nico Riley to Luis Sol. Then Reece James. Again, I think that's kind of one of the spots that's very cemented in this England team. I don't think there's much debate to be had about Reece James being the number 1 right back come June. He's been amazing for them. He's been amazing for Chelsea. Probably one of the best all-round players you have in the world. And I love those type of fullbacks that are be great defensively and offensively. He's also versatile whenever he can fill in. It's number 6, number 8 whenever England needs as well. So that's another big plus. Going at the backups, I feel like Luis Sol and Livramento are 2 guys that kind of approach together. 2 guys have been great at Newcastle. Obviously, both have had some injury problems here and there. I feel like they have immense quality. Now, I was debating between giving an extra spot to the fullbacks or centre backs. But at the end, I feel like I'm not really sure if I want to bring in a 5th centre back to England squad because the quality there is not that high. One Livramento is someone who's also very young. You can give them the experience of being in a World Cup squad as well. They can prove to be very worthy in maybe 2-4 years' time when Livramento is in a position where he's going to go to the World Cup no matter what. That's going to be important, and I like Livramento. So I feel like maybe it deserved more for the fullbacks to have the 5th spot instead of centre backs. And then look at Trent Arnold as well. I know Trent supposedly is not going to the World Cup. We know he didn't make the last World Cup squad, not World Cup, the last England squad in the Tuchel, and there was an extended squad, so you kind of have the idea of Trent not going to the World Cup. But for me, I feel like obviously he has a very unique skill set in football. It's very good offensively. You don't find any other fullback who kind of gives you that much quality offensively. I feel like if you're a team who kind of obviously you want to have players with unique skill sets off the bench, and not defensively someone who gives up a lot on, not that is not good defensively. I just feel like if you can have some games where you want to break low blocks and etc. I feel like Trent can be someone who come off the bench and help you break down low blocks. I feel like having the opportunity or that option off the bench would be amazing for you to have, because I don't think any single team has the option off the bench to bring on your team. I think Livramento to probably be a more proper right back backup in terms of being able to actually cover for Reece James without worrying as much defensively. So for me, I'll bring in Trent, even though Tuchel probably won't bring him to the World Cup squad. Centre backs, my starters are Mark Gay and Esther Quansah, and my backups are Harry Maguire and John Stones. I feel like Mark Gay is the one who has kind of a solidified spot right now. Mark Gay has been someone who has had an amazing season this year, both at Crystal Palace and both Man City. I feel like that's kind of one question around him, which is this World Cup is going to be a huge test to his qualities, because obviously since he's come to Man City, we've seen him play in these big European matches for them, and it's not been that great. I feel like it seems like the first leg against Madrid in which he didn't really play that well. Obviously, the environment, the pressure. I kind of have to see how he does the World Cup. I feel like Ashley Kwanzaa, or of all the options, even has probably the better of them. Has probably had the biggest season out of them all. So I feel like Aussie also has been playing alongside Mark Kay for a long time now in the England setup. So he has some chemistry with him, which can be very important when it comes to World Cup time. So I feel like he has done enough to deserve a spot in starting 11. Looking at the backups, I'm not going to go for a younger option here. But I feel like Harry Maguire and John Stones are two guys who are still very good players. We saw Harry Maguire take a very good turn this season to being a meme player, not being a very trusted player. Even John Stones is someone I know that he's had a lot of injury problems this season, especially, but not when he's fit, is an amazing player, and I want to see more of that from him. And also, I think the leadership and the experience on that centre back department, maybe Kane don't have as much tournament experience as might have hoped. Maguire and Stones are guys who obviously have that, able to help to the backs on the dressing room. So I feel like I like that a lot. Also, they're both been guys who have been deserving of getting a World Cup spot because they're actually very good players. So obviously maybe I could call up Dan Burton and will fit in nicely as a left back backup as well, or I can call up maybe Levi Cowell or Jerry Brent with younger players who maybe will do better with the experience of going to World Cup squad. But I feel like they're not being draft or not played at all this season, which is Levi Cowell's case, not played all this season, or Brent Wade's kind of been his family kind of here and there, and obviously as well as fitness for injuries, I kind of been a bit concerning. So I feel like I'm gonna be happy with Kay, Kwanzaa, Maguire, and Stones, and centre back departments for England. Going to midfielders, my starters are Elliot Anderson, Declan Rice, and Jude Bellingham, and my backups are Adam Morton, Kobe Mino, Jordan Anderson, and Morgan Rogers. Now, I don't speak more first about the double pivot rather than number 10, because number 10 is more of a controversial topic. But as a double pivot, my opinion was you have to find the perfect partnership, the perfect player to partner up Declan Rice. Declan Rice is someone I feel like can be on the first team team sheet. He has amazing quality, someone is an immense workhorse, he can help you offensively, defensively, someone that has to be on your team, otherwise you won't be successful. So Declan Rice has got his spot secured on a team sheet. Now I feel like now is whoever to find the best partner possible for him. But the conversation will be between Elliot Anderson and Adam Morton, as the two guys were kind of fighting for that spot alongside Declan Rice. And looking at them both, I feel like Elliot Anderson is someone who makes the best partnership with Declan Rice. Because I feel like, especially taking off the ball, because I feel like we want to give Declan Rice the freedom to be able to roam the pitch, being able to crash the box, help offensively, kind of be the number 8 he's been at Arsenal. So I feel like you have to bring in someone alongside him who's able to give him some defensive cover. Now, you don't really have a really big physical six that's able to really give him defensive cover, but Adam Morton is someone I feel like has kind of become a minus on the defensive end. I mean, I'm not saying a minus, like it's not been that great when it comes to defensive work. So bringing out Anderson is someone who still has a lot of passing quality, is able to have a lot of passing range on him, is able to help the team in link-up play and everything. It don't be a problem when it comes to having the ball in his feet, because he's very good at that. And also his defensive work is also very good in my opinion. So I feel like with all that combined, it makes a very good part of it, like Rice. Adam Morton obviously be my first name off the bench. Is someone who can back up cover for Elliot Anderson, like Rice can give you a variety of roles inside the double pivot. Then look at the other two backups I've got up. Kobe Mino is someone who has had a great turnaround this summer this season along Harry Maguire. He went from being a bench player to now being a key player at Man United. I feel like he has a lot of quality. He's someone that can also has the experience of playing a big tournament. I feel like he played in the last Euros. Yeah, he even played the final. And he's been someone else, as I said, the quality there is undeniable. I feel like it's going to be a very good backup to Declan Rice. I mean, again, I also don't think he's going to be a very good fit alongside Declan Rice because of his inability to cover the defensive ground. He really can really cover for Declan Rice defensively. And we see our Ronald Mourinho as kind of put Kobe Mino as more of a bench player because when he was playing with Fernandes, because defensive work he had didn't really kind of bring up the standards. So I feel like Kobe Mino doesn't really have a place as a part alongside Declan Rice full time. But I still would love to bring him as a backup option. And Jordan Anderson is someone who I view him more as a dressing room player. A guy who obviously knows every single player of the squad very well, has been in the England setup for a very long time now, has lots of experience. We're gonna act as a captain in the dressing room as well. I feel like every single team needs to have. You can't just bring young, inexperienced players who don't know what it is to play the World Cups and Euros. Jordan Anderson is someone who obviously has all the experience, and also is someone who's been playing very well for Brentford this season. It's not like maybe like 1 or 2 years ago where he was playing for the Ajax or Al Ittifaq in Saudi. He's getting called up, maybe can get a sense of maybe doesn't deserve to be here, right? He's not playing the standards of England midfielders. But now this season, he's playing well enough for Brentford to actually justify an England call-up. I'd love to see him actually being called up the England squad and be able to make part of this World Cup squad. I'm pretty sure he was not on the squad that Tuchel called up. They sent the squad, so I feel like we could see him get World Cup time because he's going to be someone who not only is able to go on the pitch and give you something, also dressing room is going to be a very valuable player. Now I said, going number 10 spot is very controversial. I don't see a role, in my opinion, where Jude Bellingham should be starting. He's an amazing player. I mean, whenever I watch him play for England, number 10 spots, even if he's had some problems with Tuchel in the past, I feel like it's amazing whenever he plays number 10. He's someone who has a great, in terms of box, is amazing in terms of box, crashing the box, able to score goals very well, is able to play make very well, is able to kind of also give you intensity of the ball that's very rare nowadays in terms of attacking midfielders. He's someone who helps a lot of defensively as well if you want to kind of win games. Should be someone who can kind of drop into make a midfield three there and be more throughout defensively. I really like Jude Bellingham. Again, as I said, alongside Declan Rice and Reece James, he's one of those first names at the team sheet that are very solidified when it comes to having spots on 11 for me. I feel like someone's going to be very important for England, was already very important for England come the last Euros, saved England against, I think, Slovenia, which was the basketball kick the following minutes. I know he's had some issue problems with Real Madrid. I know he's not played maybe the best at times with Real Madrid. But again, it's Real Madrid. That is a dysfunctional team at best. So I'm not criticizing him for that. But I really feel like Shaban should be starting. And then as a backup, Morgan Rogers. I feel like he's someone, again, when I watch him play number 10 for England, I really like him. I feel like he's done well enough on a Tuchel for him to even make a case to beat number 1, number 10 on this team. I feel like Shubham's quality is way above Morgan Rogers, but he's also someone who deserves to be in the World Cup squad. And I feel like this will be the case with a lot of the wingers and the forwards we have on the England squad. He's someone also very versatile, can play maybe as a left winger as well. So he's able to give cover to other positions as well. And we really like to see that from Morgan Rogers. My wingers are going to be Bukayo Saka and Marcus Rashford. The back is going to be Anthony Gordon and Cole Palmer. Now, I feel like, again, Saka is one of those names going to be the team sheet. He's undoubtedly England's best winger when it comes to quality, when it comes to being a danger of the ball, in terms of being able to play well for England. He is my number 1 guy when it comes to England wingers. I know he's someone who was very openly criticized by people. I know maybe doesn't have the biggest fan base of fans in England, but still has an immense quality. Look at the England wingers that England have. I mean, the options are really that great nowadays. Saka is an amazing winger. I feel like when you put him in an environment where you kind of give him to bring out his best attacking abilities, or he has players around him to support him offensively, not compared to what is going through Arsenal, where he's kind of the only winger there that's able to do anything really. I thought it would be a very good tournament for them. Especially when you look at the past Euros, I feel like he was the best of Phil Foden and Cole Palmer. I feel like he was the best of the three and played very well in the tournament. Then look at Marcus Rashford. I feel like he's someone who fits like a glove at this team. Left wingers had an amazing year for Barca, so he deserves to be here as well. It combines very well with O'Reilly because Rashford is someone who can play a wide, can play inverted as well. So if O'Reilly, for example, but they more inverted into the team, Rashford can very well play a wider. When you look as well, when Nicola wants to play a wide, Rashford can come into inside a lot. I feel like those two have great chemistry, and also Rashford and Harry Kane work very well together, with Rashford kind of serving more of a second striker behind him, being able to link up with him, Harry Kane dropping deep, and Marcus Rashford being able to combine with him and go into those spaces. I really like that idea of seeing Marcus Rashford and Harry Kane play together and seeing all that partnership with fruit. So I feel like for me, there's no question about who the wingers should be as the starters. That should be Bukayo Saka, because the best winger that England has, and should be Marcus Rashford, because he has the best fit when it comes to players. Now, looking at the backups, I think Andy Gordon is the most obvious left winger backup. You can make a case for every sense for stuff like Andy Gordon having a better year. I feel like he kind of fits in because you have other players. Also, I'm going to talk about a bit about them. One guy behind the t-shirt, also talking about Marco Rogers. You have gonna have two players on the left winger spot, way more creative. So I'm kind of focused on having Anthony Gordon as more of a direct to Ashley Pack in terms of play style, and not really bringing in some like assets, be more creative midfielder as well, so able to also play number 10. So I like the idea of having Anthony Gordon as a Rashford backup, also having a good enough year for Newcastle to justify him to the World Cup, and then Cole Palmer will be my right winger backup. Again, I know it's not at the best year for Chelsea, but again, I feel like it's also the same situation with Saka, in which he played very well the last Euros. He was one of the best players. And then you look him in the club situation-wise, he's not someone who is put in the best situation to succeed. I feel like we all know that Cole Palmer's best position, the best way for him to perform the best will be to play kind of the right winger and kind of play inverted. And obviously, as Chelsea's played more and more as number 10 spot. And I'd like to see Cole Palmer kind of get integrated into more of a right winger spot for Chelsea and see how well he will do there. I feel like he can have some great quality there. So I really would like to see Cole Palmer make the Bukayo Saka backup. I feel like even in the Euros final, he's been able to do great contributions off the bench for England. So I really like to see this group of wingers work together, because I feel like both Anthony Gordon and Cole Palmer also will work very well as backups and players off the bench. Now on to strikers. My starter is Harry Kane. The backups are Tom Solanke and Phil Foden. Now going to Harry Kane, I don't think there's any case about Harry Kane not being the starter. He's probably one of the best strikers in the world, not the best striker in the world. He's been an amazing player, he's been amazing from Bayern. I don't think there's a single debate to be had, but this is the one guy that England has secured in the squad, in his lineup, because he's an amazing world-class striker. He's not going to be even anywhere near the other backups that England has. So I feel like he's going to have his spots certified in this team. Now, like the debate of the backup striker for England has become a big debate over the past few weeks, because you have a lot of options there, like Watkins, you have Ivan Toney, you have Danny Welbeck now, it's kind of coming up as well as a good option to be your backup striker. So like as I said, I feel like none of them are really that great backup strikers to be for England. But when you look at other teams, what they have as backup strikers and backup forwards offensively, and I don't know if I think it's the Moneyball movie, I don't know if you've seen it, there's like one saying there that's like, you don't have an elite player at this position, so you bring in two that together make up elite player at that position. But I think it's kind of bringing in two players who combined will make for an elite player, and that would be kind of what I wanted to do with Solanke and Phil Foden. Two guys who Solanke is someone who could maybe work more as a target man, or then maybe want to partner them up with Harry Kane when you want to score a goal, or when you kind of want to be more conservative and want to throw in a target man up front. Solanke is someone able to receive the ball with his chest back to the goal and make something a player there. And he has a very good eye for goal in the box. Knows how to set in the box as well. It's very important as well. So you have more of a classic number 9. Then Phil Foden, you have more of that classic false 9 player who's able to drop deep, link up with teammates, create for the teammates, kind of more of Harry Kane is able to do for Bayern. While Harry Kane is able to be amazing, world class at link up play and dropping deep and create for the teammates, and also being world class at scoring the box, having eye for goal, shooting, finishing. You can bring in two guys who are going to be able to replace every single part of Harry Kane's game. If you want a guy who's able to kind of do what Harry Kane has been doing in terms of link-up play, you bring in Phil Foden, because someone who's very good at that. I really liked what I saw from him when I saw him play false 9 at England. When you want a guy who wants to score more goals, or if you want to play more long ball football, if you want to score more goals, if you want more strong presence in the box, then you bring in Solanke. I feel like this idea of having two great players, or like two players can contribute to an amazing player is a very good idea, especially when it comes to World Cup squads, where the options you have are limited. You can go out there and spend 50, 60 million euros on a world-class player. You kind of have to play to what your options are. I feel like instead of going out there and bringing in one backup striker like Ollie Watkins, who hasn't been that great this season, or Danny Welbeck, who's kind of more of a kind of one-trick striker, bringing two strikers who together make out to be an amazing striker is amazing. I feel like in all sports we've seen this strategy of going with two players who together make up for a great player. It's going to be amazing. I mean, it's going to be a very obscure shout if some NBA fans are here, what the Boston Celtics have done with Miesketa and Luka Garza this season in terms of centers is a very good sample of what we're trying to do here, Solanke Phil Foden. Kate is more of a rim protector, more of a strong presence in the rim, and Luka Garza is someone who's more to be kind of able to give kind of what Kate's weaknesses are, is Luka Garza's strengths. And again, that is what Solanke Phil Foden's kind of bring up as well to the team. Solanke's weaknesses are Phil Foden's strengths, and Phil Foden's weaknesses are Dominic Solanke's strengths. So I'm really excited to see. I don't know if Thomas Tuchel go with this strategy. I really would like to see England go with the strategy of going Phil Foden and Solanke as two strikers to cover up Harry Kane. Again, I feel like Phil Foden is someone alongside Trent. I feel like those two other two guys, I don't think we're going Trent and Phil Foden. Tuchel has spoken a little bit in criticism of Foden the past break. And Trent is someone even go to the World Cup squad. We saw Chaz Spence go over them, and he's been a fullback for the Spurs side, being very important this season. So honestly, I don't really see a world in which also see a world, but I don't really see likely that those two go to World Cup. But also there's been some shouts from some people about young players like Rio Nguma and Max Taumann. I don't think they deserve it. I don't think they have the quality enough. And when you have to work on squad, you have to bring in all the best players you can, because if urgency comes and you have to bet on like maybe the fourth winger you bring in, and it's going to be a difference between bringing Andrew Gordon on your team and bringing a Max Taumann or Nguma. So for now, I think it's going to be the perfect World Cup squad that England has. So if you have any objections, please tell me.